Hi, I'm back. For now. I'm a huge collector of things. I love collecting things. I love collecting music. I love collecting video games. The things behind me. I like to collect things. I'm like a goopy goblin-brained creature that just has to continuously hoard things like a dragon, which is kind of the reason why I wanted to make this video. Now, do bear with me. I am feeling a little under the weather. I've got a little bit of a sinus thing, actually on the tail end of that. So if I sound like I've swallowed nothing but mucus for the last 24 hours, I do apologize. However, I've taken enough Dayquil to keep a rhino going for 46 hours. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to you and I were going to go on this ride together. So let's get into it. Streaming, a method of transmitting or receiving data, especially video and audio material, over a computer network as a steady, continuous flow, allowing playback to start while the rest of the data is still being received. In layman's terms, streaming is what you do when you open an application to watch your shows and movies, listen to music and podcasts, or read mangas, books, and etc., etc., etc. It's everywhere. Any form of media that you can think of, there's a streaming service for it. Netflix, Spotify, Kindle, RIP Google Stadia, RIP that Xbox thing, Game Pass. Yeah, if you're a Game Pass user, I'm so sorry for you. Yeah, I hope you pay more and more for less. No, I don't. You name it, there's an application out there that you can use to stream your media straight from a server to your eyes, ears, and brain. It's like a bar that always has dopamine on tap. All you gotta do is walk in, pick your poison, and for a small monthly fee, you can have all the dopamine you could ever want. And I mean, truly, that's what it is. Dopamine at your fingertips. Now, you're probably thinking, Starless, I know this crap already. I don't need you to tell me how things are. I'm living in it. And yeah, I get it. I'm living in it too. And just let me cook, you know? Let me get to my point. Media has become so accessible, so easily attainable, that it has created a disconnect with the things that we consume. And in my opinion, that's damaging. Not only to you as the consumer, but to creatives as a whole. Which is why that I believe that physical media and collecting it is the best way to engage with the media you consume and should forever be accessible and created. In other words, long live physical media. Now, if you've been living under a rock, I should probably stay in frame. Now, if you've been living under a rock and don't know what I'm yapping about, then don't fret. I got you. Physical media are the things that you can physically hold, display, and interact with to digest the media of your choice. This can range from CDs, DVDs, vinyls, video games, books, magazines, mangas, photo albums, and much, much more. The point is that these items are purchased or created by you or someone else with the sole intent to own and interact with at your leisure. When you own something physical, it creates a connection between the item and you. You can hold it, can see the things that make that thing that thing. You can determine where to display it, how to care for it, how to store it, and if something were to happen to it, you feel the consequences and repercussions of that. For instance, I've got a couple of vinyls that are seated on my wall here via some plastic floating shelves. I had to install them precariously with the use of thumbtacks and command strips because my apartment doesn't allow big, massive holes in the wall, and that's the only way that I know how to install things. It's just by bursting through a hole in the wall. So,
nice.
If something were to happen to them, and most likely something will, and the vinyl were to shatter into a million tiny vinyl pieces, I'd feel really upset about that. I might even throw and hold, oh no. But that connection is what's important. It is a physical representation of what's important to you and to me. We can't spend all of our time trying to unravel the complexities that make us, us. So owning physical things like physical media help to do that. ownership of things becomes, in a way, an extension of ourselves. When you walk into a home and you see the things a person has on display, you can make inferences of that person and the certain things they value or like. They become conversation starters and a way to learn more about the people closest to us. For instance, the vinyls on my wall aren't just a thing that I like and care about. They also help me to feel a connection to myself and my partner. It was she who introduced me to half of the bands that are on my wall, and the other half helped me through the toughest times of my life throughout my teen and young adult years. And when people ask me about them, I mention that. You not only get a discussion on the music I enjoy collecting, but you also get a bit of lore about me too, which helps to further your connection with me and allows you to know something about myself that wouldn't normally come up in conversation. That's what owning physical media in any capacity allows for both you and the people around you. It helps to develop our personalities, personal stories, and the relationships around us. When we only rely on streaming services and digital media, we lose that connection and that identity. Sure, we may discuss the things that we enjoy watching and listening to, but it's more impersonal, less impactful. We don't have something physical to tie us to that piece of media, something that we can sit there and stare longingly at it as we reminisce. And when we don't have something physical to keep us tethered, we feel disconnected. If something is taken from a streaming platform, we may feel lost, but on a less extreme level, as the only thing we had tying us to it was the application we tapped on. Now, I know, in a world of convenience, physical media is inconvenient. I get it. I'm driving down the highway going 90 miles an hour. I've got 3 CD books, and I just wanted to listen to one song from Logic's Under Pressure album. But now I also want to swap it out to Gorillaz' Demon Days. So the only way to do that is to do a legitimate Call of Duty mag swap while I'm barreling down the highway, going 90 miles an hour, not only endangering myself, but everybody around me. But damn it, I'm going to listen to my music. I'm over here like... And I put the book away because I don't want it to be stolen. I drive an Escalade. That was a lie. I get that it is inconvenient. I get it, you know. Just getting up to swap out a game from Borderlands 3, which is trash, to Cyberpunk 2077, which is gold, you know. I get it. It's inconvenient, you know. It's so much easier to just press the home button on the PlayStation controller or to press the home button on your remote control and select whatever it is you want to watch via the streaming service hub that they've got. And I've got to say, the UI on a lot of these streaming services is so counterintuitive and so frustrating and so annoying. Like you do not get that with physical media. It's just the main menu and it's literally just play or options. And then sometimes you get special features, which is cool, you know. Where was I at? My point is that what if I told you that inconvenience is actually good for you? All right. My point is what if that inconvenience is actually good for you? My point is that what if that inconvenience is actually good for you? That's my point. When we interact with our media via streaming services, it becomes a mindless task. It's easier to find something and play it nonstop. I mean, you don't gotta move for hours unless you need to use the restroom or get a snack. Netflix is always like, all right, I'm just gonna play the next thing. All right, you're done with John Mulaney's Big Mouth? Okay, we're going to Solar Opposites. I hope you enjoy that. Oh yeah, it's Rick and Morty too, but it's not as good. Yeah, enjoy. Have a good time. And then after that, we're gonna watch another 6 seasons of Big Mouth. Hope you're ready. Yeah, we got another sequel of Big Mouth too. Enjoy. And they don't care. They don't care about your time. They don't care at all.
We do not care.
So now you're stuck there getting John Mulaney downloaded into your brain. Like, I don't know why I'm so focused on John Mulaney. You don't get those moments of reprieve between you and the media you're consuming that you would normally get from physical media. What do I mean? Let's say you're watching a show on a DVD box set. You watch 3 episodes before the disc needs to be swapped out. You know that in order to watch another episode, you gotta get up and you gotta put in another disc. As soon as that episode ends, that you realize, shit, I gotta go to bed. It's about that time. That pause is what's important to allow you to have that moment of mindfulness. That's huge. And you don't get that with digital media at all. Like 0%. And in a world where more and more things are asking us to shut off our brains, having that brief pause helps. Now, this next part, I'm going to get into it. I was scrolling down to my script, and I remembered I wanted to do a forewarning here. I hate corporations. I hate them. They piss me off, man. I hate big companies. I think if it was up to them, they make all the decisions for us. And I think that is so poisonous and dangerous to the entire ecosystem that is our world. Deforestation, pollution, all that jazz. But I also understand the value of them and the things that they create. I'm a hater. So when I this next part, when I get into it, just understand that it is coming from a vitriolic place. But there is a little bit of heart in there and a little bit of understanding. So I'm gonna get into it. The companies that create these digital platforms do so with the sole intent to make money. That's obvious. They care about the consumer just enough to keep you engaged and hooked on their platform. But at the end of the day, the only true thing that they care about is, money. And let's be honest, if it were up to these companies, they would have you sitting in some pod or strapped down in some chair so that they could constantly just stream all of the content into your brain. That way they could just keep you forever there to generate them unlimited amounts of money. And the worst part is that if you actually enjoy something on a service and the company, for whatever reason, it just isn't making enough money from it, they pull the plug from it so fast that you don't even have a chance to even realize that it's gone. It's just one day you log in and it's like, where is that? I was just watching that. Or they cancel it and then it's only stuck on one season forever. And you're always wondering, you will forever be wondering what the characters are going to be doing next. And that's so unfair to the consumer. So unfair. My point is that streaming services, regardless of what they offer, will keep you hooked forever if you're not careful. We need moments of pause to realize that perhaps we shouldn't spend our entire day watching a show or movie. Not to mention how predatory and destructive streaming services are to creatives. Sure, becoming a creative on an online platform is super accessible. Anyone can create music, publish a book, create a miniseries, or an animation via the platform of their choosing. But this can hurt the creative in the long run. The amount of platforms that refuse to pay their creators decent royalties is staggering. And even more so, the amount of platforms that will push content for big names, AI creators, and just plain old copy-pasted slop is insane. I mean, think about the music you listen to. How many of those songs do you think are actually created by a real person with an actual instrument or drum pad? I just found out the other day that Spotify creates these playlists, for like jazz or like relax or focus based playlists. I learned that a lot of those songs on there are actually created by AI artists. They just generate a ton of music via prompts and then they just upload it into this, and then Spotify takes it and plugs it into this algorithmic playlist, and they don't have to pay anybody a single cent. It saves them a crap ton of money as opposed to putting a bunch of actual jazz artists and classical artists into an actual playlist for people to listen to actually, so that they could get paid for the work that they've done. No, they instead would use AI. You know what? Next video is about AI. You know what? I'm going to say AI. My point is that you don't get slop and all that from physical media. It's curated for you. And at the end of the day, no company, no creator can take those things away from you, swipe them from under your legs without you knowing, because you will forever own that piece of media if you take care of it. And to be honest, owning shit is cool. Anyways, I'm not just this dude that only relies on physical media throughout my daily life. I own a Walkman, but I'm not using it at the gym and work to listen to music. And although I have a DVD player, I also watch shows and movies through Netflix and Prime Video. I understand the convenience factor of streaming my media while it's going about my life, but I also own physical media for the things I deem the most important to me. I'm not trying to point the finger at digital media like it's the second coming of Thanos. I get that it's got its merits, benefits, and convenience. What I'm trying to say is that in a world of constant streaming and an endless deluge of content, sometimes it's good to own something you care about and interact with it in a more intimate, meaningful way. So that when you do consume your media, you have a closer, better connection between it and you. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I gotta get to therapy. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to smile. See ya.